What is stress? What are the causes of stress? What are the effects of stress? And finally, how we can handle our stress.
For those who are troubled, for those for whom family is everything, for those who seek guidance on family matters, and for those for whom family matters. Here in Atmadarshan, we bring to you Atmadarshan's YouTube FM, Family Matters.
A man who treated his wife very badly was on his deathbed. And before his death, he wanted to know one thing, that is, in spite of his maltreatment, why his wife was so cool and serene all the time. So he said, "My honey, I know I was very rude to you, but tell me, what kept you so serene?" And the wife said, "My darling, whenever I was tensed, I started cleaning the toilets in the house. And I feel very ashamed to tell you, I cleaned the toilets using your toothbrush." Hearing that, the old husband died instantly. That brings us to the topic of today, how to handle stress and tensions in our families. What are some of the causes of stress? The first cause is dysfunctional relationship and behaviors within the family or around. The second one is issues related to finances and job. The third one is prolonged illnesses and the death of our beloved ones, etc., etc. What are some of the effects of stress and tensions? The first one is stress affects us physically. Fatigue, tensions in the body, palpitation, headache, muscle ache, etc. It also affects us emotionally. Irritation, anger, depression. And cognitively, it affects us in terms of losing our memory, forgetting things, or even getting blank sometimes. And behaviorally, we do things in a very different way: overeating, oversleeping, overdrinking, or getting into some addictions. How to handle our stress? Probably that's the most important part of this presentation. When we think of handling our stress, what we need to keep in mind is that we cannot change the causes of stress. That is not in our control. But what is in our control is that we can develop our psycho-spiritual resources to confront the stress. And the first step is changing our attitude towards stresses. Stephen Covey says, 10% of our stress comes from what happens to us, and 90% of our stress comes from how we react to it. Let me give you an example. Imagine there are two sick people, fatally sick. One person is depressed, is angry, and even is ready to curse God. Whereas the other person is very peaceful. He says, "God gave me good health for so many years. Let me make friends with my sickness and let me die peacefully and face my God." Same type of sickness, but two different attitudes. So finally, stress depends on how we look at it, not what happens to us. The second one is that we are able to share our burden with someone else. Blair Justice, one of the famous psychologists of Texas University, who has done a lot of research on human intimacy, says, anyone who has got intimate relationship, be their spouses or friends, besides other things, they can handle their stress better, because it works like a catharsis to pour out all their tensions and stress. The third step is nurturing a living faith in God. Believing that in this nurturing faith or living faith, that God is in control of everything. That nothing will happen to me which is not within the permission or within the reach of God. And therefore I can surrender everything into His hands. And finally, and the fourth step is, fight for only what is worth. Sometimes we have got petty quarrels, petty fights. At the end of the year, we do not even know why we got angry. We know that we got angry, we lost our peace, we were in tension, but we don't even remember the reasons. That means the reasons were not very serious. And let me conclude with a prayer of serenity. This prayer says, Lord, give me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, courage to change the things that I can, and a wisdom to know the difference. Dear friends, let us confront our stress by changing our attitudes. Thank you and God bless you.